We're live. Okay.
There's the
alerts. Let's see if anybody shows up. Look at the camera. Say hi, camera. That's a pretty good angle of it. A little low. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay. Yeah. So, what are we going to do until somebody comes?
I don't know. Sit here and stare at each other.
No.
No, we got someone.
What's up? We couldn't do a live last night because YouTube had a hissy fit and a whole bunch of people.
No,
They left. Okay, so like I was saying, I mean, people will watch the replay hopefully. We're doing a live today because, like I said last night, Onyx, please don't rub against the can. No, stop it. Onyx. Yeah, YouTube threw a hissy fit last night, so that's why we couldn't do a live last night like we normally do. So we're doing it today. Yep. So we're going to talk about all things mental illness. We're going to address a question that a commenter had on our last video. And say hi. Who's in here? Who's with us? Hello. Hello. How you doing? We're going to talk about Medicare and Medicaid, what parts we're on, how much it costs a month, how we pay for it, all that goody good stuff, right?
Sure.
Right. Okay, so who's joining us today? Says we have somebody in here. Say hi so we know who's in here. I don't think there's a way to look at a list.
There isn't that I know of.
There should be. I tell you. All right. Well, anyway. What's up, whoever's watching? What do you want to talk about first? Oh, you're a big help. Think of something.
We talk about Medicare.
Yeah, we could talk about Medicare. Let me pull up a window and see who left that comment.
What comment?
About Medicare. Who'd you that now? It's gonna take forever to load because we're doing this.
You're better off bringing it up on your phone.
Yeah, probably, but actually everything's loaded now, so channel. Watch that before it starts playing. Pause. Thank you. Go down when the comments load. Okay, it was Jamie Bell. Jamie Bell asked us, please do a video on your Medicare insurance. What parts do you have and what do you pay monthly? Okay. Close that. Okay, so, hey, Fisherman, how are you? Jamie Bell, if you're here, this is for you. This part is for you. Because you asked, help me out here. My brain is,
A question?
About what?
Medicare?
Medicare, that's right. What parts we have and what do we pay for it?
I believe Medicare is $128 a month off your Social Security whether it's disability, regular, or
Right.
SSI.
Hey, Pickles. Okay, all right. Oh, are you at work, Pickles? Tim Bishop, I am so glad you came by. Did you see my response to your question about quitting Vraylar? Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure you're okay. My story was when I first started taking medication, I was on Risperdal, Prozac, and something else. Not sure what else, but I hated the side effects of the Risperdal. They were giving me something called akathisia. If you don't know what akathisia is, it's that weird feeling you get in your legs that make you feel like you have to move, you have to move, you have to move, you have to move. And it's really annoying. It doesn't hurt or burn or anything, but I didn't know what it was at the time, and it was giving me some major anxiety. So I'm like, okay, screw this. I'm not doing this anymore. So I stopped taking the Vraylar and the Prozac. Not the Vraylar, I stopped taking the Risperdal and the Prozac, and because I didn't know which drug was doing it to me, so I was just like, you know what, screw the whole thing. And for a few days, I felt pretty good, and because it was still in my system, I didn't realize that. Well, then a few days later, I crashed hard. I had a massive panic attack. I thought I was having a heart attack because my heart was having palpitations, my chest was tight, I couldn't breathe. You're not in a good mood, are you?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Anyway, to make this long story short, I ended up in the emergency room because I couldn't get the panic attack under control. And I told them what happened, and they were like, okay, no, you can't do that.
Don't mind the cat.
Yeah, she's a diva. She is our
And she likes
diva.
taking up the whole camera.
Yeah, she loves being the star of the show and walking all over Daddy. Anyway, I went to the hospital. They gave me a shot of Ativan in my butt to calm me down. And they sent me home with a prescription for Ativan, and they told me to keep taking my regular medications and talk to my doctor about the reaction I was having. So I did talk to my doctor about the reaction I was having, and it turns out there was a medication out there called Cogentin. And Cogentin, if you don't know, helps put an end to akathisia. So you can take your antipsychotics like Vraylar, Risperdal, Haldol, any of those that cause akathisia. If you take Cogentin with them, you won't have that reaction anymore. As for the weight gain, I really don't know what to tell you. I gained a little bit too with the Vraylar, but my weight seems to have plateaued now. So yeah, I hope that helps. Any other questions right now?
I do want to add one thing.
Yeah.
About the akathisia. Akathisia is more common with the FGAs, which is a first generation antipsychotic, which is your Risperdal, your Thorazine, your Haldol, Babalu. I don't know any others. I said that one. I said Risperdal, Haldol, and Thorazine.
Yeah, those are the three most common ones.
Yeah.
Vraylar, there was a warning about akathisia on the Vraylar medications, but I haven't had any problems with it. It takes 12
if I combine all of mine together, I take 7.
Yeah, and I totally hear you, Tim. I mean, I have days where, do I really want to take the pills again over and over and over?
That was me last night.
Yeah, that was you last night.
I did not want to take my pills.
Yeah. Luckily, we have each other for those kind of nights. For us to be like, no, you got to take it.
I was ready to pull it all-nighter last night, but then I decided, with your help, that I should take my meds and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Last night was payday. We always stay up till midnight and do our bill pays and stuff at midnight for no reason.
Oh, Nick, you're such a poop. Which is a poop. But yeah, I totally understand, Tim. It is rough. It is really hard. But all I can say is just keep taking them. If they aren't working, or if one or two of them aren't working, talk to your doctor. There's plenty of other options out there of different medications. I'm sure they can help you find one that works. It may take a while. Took me years before I finally found a good regimen that worked for me. And another problem I have is my body gets used to the medication that I'm on. So within like a year or so of taking a medication, it stops working as well. So I have to either switch back to a medication that I used to take, or we have to try something new.
Here's my general rule of thumb on side effects. My rule of thumb on side effects is, yes, the side effect sucks, but you rule that side effect against the illness to start with, and you decide which one's worse.
Yeah, is the pill do?
Like, all of my psych meds and all my, well, I only take one other med, the psych meds, so. Yeah, it just, psych meds suck. I'm not gonna lie, they just suck.
They're
all
getting
meds
better.
Suck.
They are getting better.
They are, but all meds suck. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah.
Every med has some sort of side effect in the human body. There's risperidol that causes male children to grow
Mammary
glands and then lactate and yeah, the medicines do all sorts of weird crap to the body. I'm not saying I'm anti-medication, because I'm not. It's just a matter of we have to rule out what's better or worse.
Did we answer all the questions about the Medicaid?
We never barely got started.
Oh, okay. People don't understand. Yeah, the frustration is real.
Yeah, we live in Iowa.
We live in a very Republican state, and I'm not doing political stuff. I'm not going to be this class is better than that class or whatever. I'm not doing that. But we don't have very many liberals in this state, and they're the ones who are most likely to fight for mental illness.
That's true.
And we don't have any of those in the state, so it's interesting getting help. But once you find it, stick with it. Stick with it. Okay, so Jamie Bell asked about Medicare
And Medicaid.
and what we pay, what parts we have, and all that. Would you like to start?
Sure, I can go over most of the information off the top of my head, scarily enough.
Yeah, he's better at this than I am, so.
All right, Medicare, there are 3 parts. Part A, B, and D. There's no C. I don't know why they went A, B, D, maybe because the Part D is for prescription medication drugs. So maybe that's why they went A, B, D.
For drugs.
Maybe they were all just smoking too many cigars when they were doing Medicare setup. Who knows? But Medicare is, I want to say the premium is $128 something a month.
For us, anyway, yeah.
Well, that's across the board. Medicare is the same price for everyone.
Medicaid?
Medicare.
I know, but I mean, elaborate on Medicaid.
Medicaid runs varies state to state. Some have Medicare expansion, some have Medicare privatization. We have privatization. So our Medicare is run through other healthcare corporations.
Agencies.
No, corporations.
Corporations, okay.
Like literally Blue Cross, or not Blue Cross. Aetna is one of them here.
Yeah.
And there's another, I don't know what the other one's called, but.
What about that United Healthcare or whatever?
They just left.
They left?
Yep.
Oh, good. Maybe we'll stop getting junk mail from them.
Yeah. United Healthcare has left Iowa.
Yeah.
Which means we're down to 2.
Yeah.
Medicare providers, but we don't get affected by it, so it's all good.
All right, so Pickles asks, I would say the whole name, but that first word, I can never say it.
Pacifist.
Yeah, you can say it. I can't say it. It comes up
It's
like
easy.
popsicle or something.
Pacifist.
Pacifist.
There you go.
Dude, did I get it right?
Yeah,
Pacifist tickle. Anyway, now that I've learned how to read, she asked, what issues and likes do you have with your healthcare, positives and negatives?
Positives, we have a
For
good
you.
doctor at a healthcare center, a low-income center. There's only maybe 3 sets of doctors in.
I love you, Sven.
There might literally be 3 doctor offices that aren't owned by each other in all of Story County. There's one that's run by.
We're in Iowa, by the way.
Yeah, we live in Iowa. There's one that's run by this group called McFarland. There's Primary Healthcare, which is where we go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there is one more. I don't know where it is. I don't know who it is, but I think there's one more.
Yeah.
But I could be very wrong on that last part.
Yeah. Well, there's also CFR.
Well, I'll talk about private healthcare providers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have the same psychiatrist and the same doctor.
Yep.
And they both work at a low-income clinic called Primary Healthcare. They're great. They're awesome people there. And they work with low-income people on disability, or like single mothers can go there, things like that. People on Medicare and Medicaid. They take almost any kind of insurance out there. And they cover almost all of our needs. The only thing they really don't have out there is a therapist, but they do have a psychiatrist and they do have a social worker. And if you want to go into therapy, they will help you find a therapist that will work for you. And yeah, we love them. We love them there. The only real problem I have is, no, I do not want to run Java on computers. Stop asking me to install
It's never
it.
gonna. I've tried to install it. It doesn't work.
I know. Our computer is
Old.
old. So every day it asks me if I want to install Java every single day. I'm like, no.
And I uninstalled Java 4 years ago.
Yeah, so go figure. I don't know. As for negatives, the only negative I really can think of off the top of my head is that the lack of choices.
Yeah.
With the insurance that we're on. Because there's not a whole lot of people in this area that take Medicare and Medicaid, which is part of the reason why we go to the low-income clinic, because not only are we low-income, but they do take our insurance. Another bad thing about that, though, is since there's not a lot of choices, our one best choice, which is primary health care, is a very long drive from here. I'm talking like 30 or 40 minutes.
About 45 when college is in.
Yeah, when college, because it's right near the Illinois or Iowa State University. Yep. Yeah, it's a long drive away, a very long drive away. So, and we don't drive, so my mom takes us.
Yep. And we don't qualify for Medicaid medical transport.
Yeah.
Even though technically we do.
We should,
but,
anyway.
Well, no, we do, and it does exist, but Iowa is a bunch of putzes.
My cat just ran out of here, looked at me, arched her back, and ran away.
Iowa's Medicare, or what, just putzes. Putzes.
Okay.
Just putzes.
I think we're thoroughly confused now, so... So what else should we talk about? Oh, can I tell them my good news? Can I tell them my good news? Can I tell them my good news?
Sure, go ahead.
I just finished chapter 8.
And you're hitting yourself.
On my book. I'm writing a book. I'm actually writing a book. And look at this, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Chapter, 8 chapters. 8 chapters. I am so excited that I might actually finish a book. And it's pretty cool. And then also today I got this in the mail. This is my Be the Match donor card.
You know you had it upside down, right?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I thought you did.
And the Be the Match thing, what this is, bethematch.org. You go on there and you fill out a questionnaire about your health and your age and stuff like that. And they put you on a national registry. This only works in the United States. I'm sure other countries have their own programs. So this is
What's
the United States
registry for?
Huh?
That's where. Sorry for yawning. I did not sleep much last night. What's the registry for?
They put you on a nationwide registry for bone marrow donation for people who are hemophiliacs or have certain cancers or whatever. If they need bone marrow, the search keeps a database of all of its donors, tissue types, blood types, all that stuff. So that way, if somebody needs bone marrow, they go to that search and they find a match. And when they find a match, which could be me, could be anybody who signs up for this, when they find a match, they contact you and say, hey, you're a match for somebody who needs bone marrow. They pay for transportation. They pay all the hospital bills. They pay, I think, mostly expenses for things like food or
I think they pay everything.
Yeah, they pay just about everything. So so all I do is go in. They do some tests to make sure I am a full match, and if I am, they take me out to wherever they need me to go to donate the bone marrow. They get my bone marrow and they give it to the person who I was a match for. So I highly suggest if you're interested in organ donating and bone marrow donating and stuff like that, check this out. It's bethematch.org. I know that's fuzzy. I'm sorry. My hands are very shaky and it's hard to hold them. Maybe go back up. I don't know. Anyway, bethematch.org, and you can go on their website and register. I think everybody should do that. If you're willing to do that. I am getting so excited about book. It's funny, I'm doing a chapter, and then I give him the chapter, and he reads it, and he does like proofreading and editing and making sure I didn't spell anything wrong.
And I miss everything all the time.
And you do miss everything. You've caught plenty of things that I missed. Then he gives the chapter back to me, and I do the same thing. I go through it, edit it, and then I fix all the mistakes, and then I'm done with the chapter. I just finished chapter 8 today. My goal is to have about 30 chapters. So I'm about a third way done with my book. Or a fourth way done with my book. Yeah, a fourth done with my book.
Yeah, well, just over a fourth, under a third.
Yeah.
Or under a third.
And if it never gets published, I don't care. I think it would be awesome if it got published, and I'm going to try to get it published if I finish it. But I just want to write a book. That's just all there is to it. I want to write a book. It's a story about a small group of characters who all have different mental illnesses, and they meet in a group therapy setting, and then I take the plot to inpatient housing and stuff like that. I wanted to write a story about mental illness, but I didn't want to write mine, mainly because I don't want to hash up memories that I don't need to be dealing with anymore. And plus, everything between the age of 20 and 30 was kind of a big blur for me. So I don't know how accurate I could be if I were trying to write my own biography. So I just decided to do a fiction story instead. Tim Bishop says, do you think there is a difference between being suicidal or suicidal tendencies? Yeah, there is a difference.
There's a huge difference there.
Okay.
Suicidal means you actually want to point blank kill yourself.
Yeah.
Suicidal tendencies is I call it a phrase.
A what?
A phrase. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Suicidal tendencies is something that people use to describe someone who tries to, oh God, how do I want to explain this?
Someone who has a predisposition towards the suicidal feelings.
Well, that's more ideation.
Okay.
Tendencies is more like slitting your wrist.
No, that's attempt.
Tendencies means it happens more than once though. That's a tendencies usually means a cycle.
No.
Like, okay, tendencies means it's not a one-off thing. Tendencies means
you're prone to do something.
yes, but that means because ideation is different. Ideation is you think about it a lot, or you think about it.
Yeah.
Tendencies is the act multiple times.
Okay.
Whereas suicidal is you're there. So
You're there, it's gonna happen, blah blah blah.
tendencies tends to mean I think tendency is used to describe like say
David,
what?
let it go.
Okay, whatever.
Pickle says we work together so fabulously. Well, we didn't just now, but
Yeah, that's all good.
but we try to. We try to. I think the fact that we're both mentally ill really has a huge impact on how well we work together, because we've been in each other's shoes. Like my ex-husband, he wasn't mentally ill, other than he was an ass, but that's a whole different story. Now, he wasn't an ass, he was a good guy, but he wasn't mentally ill like I am. He couldn't handle it after, how old was I when he and I got divorced?
You would have been.
It was in 2011.
You would have been 33.
Yeah.
32, 33, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and him and I got together when I was 19. So he put up with my mental illness for about 13 years.
Yeah.
And just one day he was like, I can't do it anymore. I overdosed a few years ago, and I was on life support for 5 days. I'm still having trouble dealing with that. Any suggestions on how I can move on? Sounds to me like you've got a case of PTSD.
Yeah, and I don't blame you.
Yeah, the best way to deal with that is to find a therapist that really works with you.
Yeah.
But
That's something you definitely would have to work through with a therapist, because that's a long process to work through.
it is.
I overdosed 7 years ago this August. Yeah.
Yeah. Right before we got together.
No, right after.
Oh, that does not sound good. We got together, and the next day you were like, oh, I'm going to overdose.
Well, I was in the middle of a complete psychotic break at that point.
Yeah. And you weren't on life support, though.
No, I ended up just...
You just happened to have taken a combo that wasn't lethal, and
yeah.
you thought it would have been lethal, but it wasn't.
Luckily, my brother never dropped off the medication that would have made it lethal.
Yeah, or else you wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
But since he used a combo that wasn't lethal, you basically, slept it off for like 3 days in the hospital? Yeah. And then they kind of put you into inpatient?
Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely, do you have a therapist, Tim?
Oh, holy crap.
Tegretol? Oh, wow.
That's bad.
You don't have a therapist, huh? You need to find yourself a therapist.
I would definitely suggest it. Do you have a psychiatrist?
Or a social worker?
If you have a psychiatrist, I would definitely talk to them about getting into therapy.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Because therapy, I think, I don't want to say CBT or DBT would help, but I think one of them would help.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which.
Yeah, PTSD is definitely something that needs to be talked through with a professional who can give you the coping mechanism skills that you need.
Yep.
And just things like that. Neither one of us really have PTSD, do we? I mean, you kind of do.
I'm on that weird borderline where they say I do, but it's weird.
Yeah, you have like complex PTSD.
Yeah, whatever that means.
I don't have PTSD, so I would not be the most reliable source to answer that question. But seriously, ask your psychiatrist
about seeing a therapist.
Yeah, he or she will be able to probably give you names of clinics in the area, or if she works in a clinic that has therapists, she can probably recommend a therapist in that clinic. I was in therapy for about 12, 13, 14, 15, about
up until
2016.
Years.
Okay, 2016.
No, 2015. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so about 15 years. I was in therapy for about 15 years. I'm not now because I'm just not in a spot where I can really get to a therapist.
I was in therapy started therapy in 2011. Yeah, and I was in it till 2015, beginning of 2015, so 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, and then the year and whatever months we had it here.
With Lily.
Yeah.
I miss her. She was such a sweetie. Yeah, I was in therapy for 15 years. My therapy dealt mostly with, like I said earlier, coping mechanisms. Mine centered around my schizophrenia, my delusions, my hallucinations, and it also centered a lot around my anxiety and my agoraphobia. We talked about the hierarchy of fear a lot, how to overcome phobias using the hierarchy of fear. But I learned a lot in therapy. There's also a different thing you could do. I don't know if any hospitals in your area have this, but it's worth looking into. There's a program called a partial hospitalization program. And basically what that is you go in the morning, you have several group sessions. Sometimes they sort them out with different topics, or sometimes they just talk all day. You do get a lunch break or whatever. And then between 3 or 4, whenever that group decides to end, oh, you've been to PHP, good, so you know what I'm talking about. But did it not work? Did it not work?
I did PHP for about a month.
Yeah, I did PHP twice, and both times I really enjoyed it.
I didn't enjoy it. In fact, that's where I had my mental break.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling you would have had that mental break whether you were in PHP.
Oh, I'm sure if it wouldn't have been there, it would have been far worse.
Yeah, so maybe you should look at PHP as a good thing. Because you were able to get professional intervention on your breakdown, like right then and there.
Yeah, that's true.
Rather than having to break down at home by yourself and not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
I did a little, I feel like I need to be in it permanently. Do they have permanent PHP?
Not that I know of, because PHP programs are rare still. They're still a thing that's growing within the mental health community.
Yeah. Maybe you could schedule 1 week a month, with your psychiatrist. Maybe they can do 1 week a month, and you can have a maintenance schedule with the PHP. That's something you'd have to ask your therapist about. But as for doing it each and every day, all 365 days a year, I don't think there's any PHP programs that do that. Not yet, anyway. You might be able to find one. But I haven't heard of any personally.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I know we don't have PHP in this area, do we? No. I had PHP back in Illinois where I was born and raised.
There's one psych hospital within, was it an hour and a half of here?
Mm-hmm.
And there's literally
Have
no county mental health program in this state.
Now, Tim, have you ever been inpatient in a mental ward or mental hospital other than PHP? Is there anything that you can do? Well, you can mentally tell your wife to kiss your butt. Because anybody who talks to you like that does not deserve the ability to talk to people, period. His wife told him to kill himself.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that's really messed up. That is a sick thing.
That's not normal.
That is definitely not normal. Yeah. Is that where your PTSD is stemming from? Or yeah, actually, you just said that. Yeah, all I'd say is go to a therapist.
Yeah, definitely see a therapist.
The best type of therapy usually for PTSD is cognitive behavior therapy,
or what is known as in shorthand is CBT.
Yeah, CBT. Look for a therapist that uses CBT.
Yeah, most do CBT. Not a lot do DBT anymore. DBT's really kind of fallen off the wayside.
What's DBT stand for?
Dialectical, or however you say that word. Oh my god, I hate that word. It's dialectic.
DBT. Complex PTSD is long periods of time with traumatic incidents, soldiers held captive, abused children, abused partners, various PTSD, which is generally traumatic incident that doesn't continue. Thank you, Pickles. Thank you for clearing that up.
Which is
so maybe that's what that psychologist was talking about when I was in high school. Because apparently I was in grade school, high school, and middle school. I was bullied each and every single day because I have cerebral palsy, so I walk really weird, and people made fun of that all the time. And then as they got older, if they ran out of reasons to bully me, they started making stuff up. And I dealt with this every single day. For like a whole year in middle school, there was a girl who got off at my bus stop who would follow me home every day and talk about how she's going to kill me, how she's going to kick my ass, she's going to send my head through a car window, she's going to run me over. I mean, this woman followed me every single day doing that when I was in 6th grade, I think. So, because of all that, one psychiatrist did suggest that, I guess for me, that would be complex PTSD.
Which is where mine's at.
But I've worked through that since then, and it doesn't affect me anymore. In fact, I had one of my old high school bullies find me on Facebook and sent me this really long apology about everything she said and did to me in high school and how, oh my God, and I'm so sorry, I cannot believe I said those things, cannot believe I did those things, I hope you can forgive me, and it's crazy. But I learned to put that away. It's done, it's over with. The people who liked me were the only ones who mattered to me, so if somebody else didn't like something about me, then, well, that's their decision.
Mine stemmed from my childhood growing up, that giant Husker fuck.
You want to go into detail?
Not particularly today.
Not today. Okay, he's not ready to go into detail today. I'm glad I inspired you, Pickles.
I'm actually having a good day. I don't feel like ruining it right now.
Yeah, we are having a pretty good day. Your suicide note, I would send your suicide note through a paper shredder.
Yeah.
And then set it on fire or something. And I don't know. Yeah, get rid of your suicide note.
Yep. Shred it,
Definitely get rid of
light
it.
it on fire.
Or
water on
wait. Another thing you can do that would be even better with your suicide note is save it for when you see a therapist and give it to your psychiatrist and say, hey, this is why I need therapy. Let her know, because that note will tell her the extent of what she needs to know. And that will give her the tools she needs to find a therapist that would be the best
Match.
the best match for you. So, yeah, suicide note, give it to your psychiatrist, let her see it, don't let her give it back to you. She'll probably keep it in her file for whenever you want to get a therapist. Yeah, so.
And you'll probably have a long conversation with your psychiatrist.
Yeah, she will ask you a lot of questions. Or he. They. He or she or they or them or anybody. I don't know.
Sponge. I don't know.
Sponge! But as for keeping it on your person and in your house or in your home, don't do that. Get rid of it. Give it to your psychiatrist. If you really don't want to give it to her, throw it away.
Yeah,
Shred it and throw it away. You do not need to have that type of trigger at your disposal.
That's some bad juju right there.
Yeah, you need to get rid of that note. You really do. I had a suicide note the second time I tried to second time I tried to commit suicide. No, first time. Excuse me. Sorry. I've done suicide twice. The first time I wrote a note, and my ex-husband found the note and took me to the hospital because I started self-harming, and that's as far into the details I will go about that. I had to text the crisis text line last night. I was reading it and had major anxiety. Yeah, that's exactly why you need to get rid of it.
Yeah, you need to get rid of it.
You need to get rid of it. I'm glad that you reached the crisis text line. I'm glad you took that step. You should be proud of yourself for taking that step, because that's a hard step to take.
You mean they actually answered you on the text line?
Did they answer it? Because I'm usually the couple times I tried it, I was on hold forever.
On the text line?
On an online, on the
on the online one.
The online one, and if you call the suicide hotline, a lot of times you're put on hold.
I've never been able to get anyone on anything.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way.
He did get a hold of somebody. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. And Tim, I'm very proud of you for making that step, because that's a hard step to take.
Yep.
Have you had any experiences with hotlines or anything like that? Have you ever called any of them?
Mm-hmm. Sitting on hold.
Sitting on hold?
I think when I overdosed on medication during my first suicidal attempt, they were calling me because they put me on suicide watch through their office, the PHP program.
Mm-hmm.
See, they were calling me every 2 hours to make sure I was still alive. And if I didn't answer the phone, they were going to send the cops to find me.
To do a wellness check.
Yeah.
She said you didn't get a hold of anyone on the suicide hotline. Oh my God.
Nope. Actually, I sat on hold for 3 hours one time, and I literally got nowhere.
On the phone or online or how?
On the phone.
On the phone? 3 hours?
Oh, yeah. I've never been able to get a hold of anyone online.
Yeah,
I've never been able to get a hold of anyone on the phone. And text messages, I didn't know there was a text program. I didn't have a cell phone at the time.
Tim says in the Facebook Messenger, look up crisis text line.
Okay, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, if you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours? Mm-hmm. That's insane.
I just set the phone down and I was doing things I'm not going to describe right now.
Mm-mm. Yeah, when we start talking about our self-harm things, we're not going to go into detail.
No.
For several reasons. The most important reason is we don't want to trigger anybody who happens to be watching this.
Yep.
All right, I need to grab a soda. I'll be right back. Do you want one?
Yes, please.
Okay. He's going to talk to you for a minute while I go.
Actually, I'm just going to sit here and make funny faces.
Please don't do that. That's great.
Yeah. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants.
Hey, that's copyrighted material.
And they're gonna really try to copyright strike me singing it?
Yeah, you never know.
If they do, they've got less of a life than I do. And it was like 2 seconds of the song. You can play up to like 5 seconds without being copyright striked. I'm pretty sure. I've seen plenty of people do it.
Well, we have been on for 45 minutes. We probably should wrap it up soon because
Yeah.
I've got to make dinner. My mom will be home soon from babysitting the kids. I'm sure she's going to need help with stuff.
Oh yeah.
So,
Sure.
but yeah. Yep. Okay, so does anybody have any more questions before we go? Well, thank you, both of you. Thank you.
We're glad to do it.
We're happy to help. That's why we do it.
Yep.
We will do our normal Wednesday night upload, Friday night upload, and then if YouTube doesn't throw any more hissy fits, we'll go back to our regular schedule. We'll do another live on
Sunday.
Yeah. And then, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we do uploads.
Yeah, and who knows, we might throw a live here and there.
Yeah, if we get bored, we might just randomly pop on and be like, hey, what's up?
Yep.
So, okay, so love you guys, and we will catch you on Wednesday.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.